Now I suppose this is the most important part for you, because the past seems to be in the past, but it's important to work on the past events, and if some more came up to mind, keep working on them. But this is the most important part: future expectation. Whether that's in an hour's time, tonight, tomorrow, in a week's time, you're going to be with someone and you want your body to work in the way you want it to work, the way it was designed to work. So, with that, I want you to think about an upcoming event where you feel you will be expecting to have a problem with sexual performance. Who are you going to be with? And when you think about that time, are you looking at your own eyes, at that person? Are you looking at yourself in that event and how your body's performing? Just notice what comes to mind for you. Is it just words going on in your mind in some way? Saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But even so, there's words going on in your mind. Behind those words, there's images. To create those images. Like if I was to say, what does your front door look like? You would go, well, it's this colour, or it's that shape, or whatever. And they may seem like words. But to create those words, there has to be image behind. So just think about it for a moment. Just think about your front door. What side is the handle on? What is the handle made out of? What colour is your front door? So how did you answer those questions? Now you may be a very visual person, but for the people who are not very visual, they think that it's just words come to mind, but behind those words there's images. So for those of you that are finding it difficult for those images to come to mind, just think about what is happening in your future experience that you're expecting to happen. Just notice those words, and as you notice those words, you may notice a faint image connected to those in some way. And if not, that's okay. Whatever words come to mind, because we're working with words here, and the words are connected to those images anyway. So whatever comes to mind for you about what's going to happen, or you expect to happen, regarding a performance anxiety in the future, sexual performance anxiety about when you're going to be with someone again. Notice whatever pops to mind. So give it a word. Give it a label. Whatever that label is for you. I cannot put words in your mouth because this is a subjective experience. So you can only put a word to label that. Just like if you have a holiday. When you go on holidays, you could say it was a great holiday, it was a terrible holiday, it was a sunny holiday, it was a wet holiday, I was on a skiing holiday. There's labels. So you give the future experience a label. And that future experience of expectation of sexual performance anxiety, what label have you given? In the measuring scale 0 to 10, what number pops to mind? And how you feel about that experience and that label. And with that number and label, which I'm going to say sexual performance, which you will say whatever it is for you. Okay? So when I say sexual performance, you're going to say the label. So, and we're going to say the number. Even though I have that number, sexual performance, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that number, sexual performance, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that number, sexual performance, I deeply and completely accept myself. That number, sexual performance. 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 Take a deep breath in. Release that now. Think about that upcoming time you're going to be with someone in a loving, sexual way. Okay? 0 to 10, what number pops to mind? Using that label, here we go again. Even though I have that remaining number, sexual performance, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that remaining number, sexual performance, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that remaining number, sexual performance, I deeply and completely accept myself. That remaining number, sexual performance. 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 Take a deep breath in and release that now. Think about the upcoming experience. Being with someone in a loving way, a sexual loving way. 0 to 10, what number pops to mind? If you're at 0, perfect. If not, we can move on to the next section, or move on to the mopping up section, or go back through this whole process again to get as much as you can out of this. This is like having your own personal therapy session you can use time and time again. And for some it works very quickly, and for others it can work a little slower. Because we're all different. We've all had different experiences. We've all had many experiences. Some have had many negative experiences, and some have only a few negative experiences. Some who've only had a few negative experiences take a long time to get over them, or take a longer time to work with them. And some who've had lots of negative experiences, it goes very quickly because they're all connected together with this glue. And once that loosens up, the subconscious mind says, this is dealt with. I don't need to keep sending this, switching this smoke alarm on for you to remind you to look after this in some way. And so it just disappears, and you find, where did that go? Life is different. And I want life to be like that for you. Because it was like that for you in the beginning. However, if it started at an early age, you haven't felt that yet as an adult. And if it's happened as an adult, you've known before how good it can be, and how good it will be again. We're just undoing something, so that we're untying the knot, so that everything is loose and calm again. So I want to finish this EFT session off. I want you to move on to the next section, where I want you to work on loving yourself more. Because you cannot love another person unless you love yourself. So move on to the next section, and I'll see you there.